All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's Little Rumble race here, July the 23rd, 2023. As you can see right now, we have three racers getting ready to race. They've already had their cars teched. They're out there. They're wanting to get a little bit of an interview right in front of the Jurassic Park machine. So we're going to go out there right now, have a little bit of an interview with them. Right back with you. All right, fellas, are y'all ready to race today, Little Rumble style?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's three yeahs. Jackson, I know you come in here a little bit yesterday, did a little bit of practice with your car, got your nose figured out. Of course, me and Dana forced you to have to work on your car this time instead of us doing it for you. So you feel like that thing's about ready to go?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Carson, coming in off of two successfully good races above your average, do you think you're going to continue to trend today, maybe put Jackson in his place?
Yes.
Weston, back here with a freshly customized painted body here at Lanes Raceway of a Dallas Cowboy Ford F-150 truck. Do you think this is going to help your ability in maybe crashing Jackson, maybe getting up there in the number one spot today?
I want to keep my body intact, but I'm trying to win, and I'll just try.
All right. Well, I love to hear that you're going to try. Anything else you guys want to say before we get ready to go racing?
I do. Well, guys, I'm going to let y'all know, y'all ain't going to win this race. I'm sorry. Say no.
All right. Well, fellas, if you would, look up there at the screen. Jackson, you're on red. Carson on white. Weston on green. We'll see you there here shortly. All right, folks, back here in the booth, as you can tell, our racers are getting hooked up and plugged up. We will get green racing. Racers, are you ready? Watch your lights. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fighting to see these guys here ready to race. Jackson come in here yesterday. He was ready and biting at the bit to do some racing, work on his car. He worked on it a little bit. Nose had a little bit of damage. He ended up having to fix that on the front of his GRC. Ended up getting that done, and then he ended up doing some axle work on his. We had a little bit too much axle there, so he ended up working on that. It seems like his car is working pretty well here right now. The straighter the car is, the flatter the car is, the better the car handles, and also the freer the car is. That's also a plus too. That was one thing I noticed about the back end of his car. It's quite free. A lot of these cars not so free, but of course we did sort her in his rear bushings at the beginning of the season. So far we've had two wrecks here, one of them Carson and one of them Jackson. Carson having some getting his car to stay in. Wife's going to go ahead and hit the track call button and try to figure out what's up with that car. Jackson in the lead, Weston in the lead with his new truck body there on green, followed by Jackson on the yellow car there on red lane. Both these guys having a little extra work done on the car. Carson coming back from a pretty successful past couple races here at Lanes Raceway. We're excited to see how well he's going to do today. As we can see, his car is still quite fast. It's starting to reel in Weston there down on lane. Weston, of course, opting to get himself a customized body here at Lanes Raceway. It's about a week and a half in the making. Went through a couple designs with him and his family, and he ended up selecting a design that he liked. Dad liked it too, so went ahead and got that done, and we ended up making that. Took a couple hours to make it, but I think he's pretty pleased. Up close picture of it, you can see it's got like a carbon fiber look rear, white lower bottom, and that metallic Texas cowboy blue for the stars. Pretty nice. It came out pretty nice. A lot better than I expected, but it came out good. Upper left-hand portion of your screen, one of your favorite racers there, Guillermo Sire. He's back and getting ready for the LMP Thunder Series coming up here later this afternoon or this evening. So he's probably going to get some work done on his car. Probably going to have a little bit of time to play around on the track. Quite a bit warmer day here in Livermore, Kentucky. Seems like the roof of our building is quite a lot hotter. So a little bit warmer. Try to keep the temperatures down in here. I've got one light over here to my right. That's it burning. I just do not want to cook today, as I got several other races like this. Last week I cooked myself, ended up hurting my throat a little bit. So this week I'm trying to take it easy and try not to do too much crazy stuff. But right now we got Jackson now currently in the lead. He's taking lead on red lane, which is surprising. Weston taking it back though down on green. Of a neck and neck battle here. So Weston down on green and truck body is top. That's the difference between first and second place there, folks. We'll go over here and take a quick look. Current laps 49, 49, 47. Weston 49, Jackson 49, and Carson 47. Guys, with the current standings, I know you guys have been waiting to catch up on this. Take a picture of it if you like, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Yeah, I got. Yeah, sure, Tom. Guillermo's done made us a button, folks, for our orange track. We're going to stick it to the side of the track for the race. I think everything will work out pretty good. I told him, I said, well, we'd probably put it on the other side even. That would. So we'll see how that works out. Weston in the lead, down on blue. Jackson on green. That's the difference between the two, is they're kind of running each other neck and neck. Carson not out of this race yet, as he's moved up to higher lanes. He's going to have to hang in there until he starts falling down a little bit, a couple of these lanes. See how that turns out. See both Weston and him making the pass there on Carson up on that red lane. all three of these boys. We're expecting a couple of the other kids to show up today. And man, where is everybody? You can never predict a crowd. That's something Wally was always telling me, and I find that to be true. So, I don't like to try to predict anything like that. Looks like we do have some issues here going on tracks. Highlighted it, but right here, all the way around, it looks like we're good all the way through here with the LED lights. But it looks like we got a busted LED somewhere right in here. Kind of good to have those LEDs like that, just simply because they tell you exactly where a busted LED is. Jackson, he's moving on up there on the outside of Weston, but he's already lost another lap to him. Gonna have to hang in there and keep it going. So Weston running a great race. That Cowboys truck he's got. He was excited. As soon as he walked in, he says, "I want that. I'll get it for you." So we popped him out some wheel hose, got him stuck on there, put a couple pieces of Velcro on there. We can see it come to a stop here. See it right here, High Banks portion of the track. We do make custom bodies here, try to make them to your specifications here at Lanes Raceway. But after that second heat, we got Weston out in the lead with 102 laps total, 51 on average. Jackson with 101, and Carson 96. Update on the pinball scores here. Kind of more people playing pinball the past couple weeks. So take a look at these scores. I'll be right back with you. All right, 4 red lights, drop out to a green, and then we go racing. Like I said, Weston there in the high base coming around to Dead Man's Corner there on the purple. He's your current leader here. Will he be able to reel in some of these racers? About to find out. As we can see here, just right in front of him, we got Carson there on the green lane. On the blue lane, we have Action Jackson. And it looks like he made his first victim there of Carson up on the green lanes. He makes that pass pretty quick, but he's going to try to get Jackson right now. Jackson, of course, saying I didn't wreck it all that last race, or last heat. And I said, yeah, I seen that. I said, got to keep it up. Weston, he's on your tail, and Weston is planning on coming out in first place today. So we can see Weston there doing a whole lot better job handling his car this week than last week. Last week having a little bit of car trouble there, finishing towards the back end of the pack. But he's made a change here this week. He's coming correct. He's coming to get that victory, it looks like, as he gets out in front of Jackson, our current leader from last week. And then, of course, Carson from last week doing a pretty exceptional job, too. But all three of these guys today very seldom coming off. Of course, Carson's popping off there in Dead Man's Corner. That's the first wreck that we've had probably in about 4 or 5 minutes. So that's pretty good. 42 seconds left to go. These guys are racing with heart here for sure. And we see Weston dive bombing down, making himself another pass there on Carson, putting himself one more lap higher. He's going to try to get Jackson in his next 29 seconds here. We'll see if he'll be able to do it. He's down there on purple lane, a little bit shorter lane, able to make those passes. Jackson making a pass there on Carson on the inside. And it looks like that Weston might be able to get another lap there on Carson before he gets Jackson. Jackson fighting with everything he's got just to stay ahead of Weston with 8 seconds left to go. 6 seconds left to go. He's about 3 car lengths different. Will he hold him off? 2 seconds left to go, and it looks like, ooh, barely gets him by a hair there. They come to a stop right outside of Dead Man. Very valiant effort by both of the racers. Weston Durham, 159 laps, an average of 3 laps, 1 lap average higher than Jackson currently, with 156 total laps. 48.7 average laps there of Carson Ross, 146 total. Speaking of pinball.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth.
Let's see about doing the live catch here. One of the biggest helps in pinball, in my opinion.
Live catch. This might be the hardest skill in pinball due to the difficult timing. You can cancel the ball's momentum completely by hitting it with the flipper at the exact end of stroke. It's not necessary to catch a ball stone dead, just getting it into a cradle does the job. Anyway, a perfect catch might stop the time and reward you with endorphins. Being able to live catch gives you a huge advantage, since you can avoid risky bounces or shots on the fly. However, failed catches are dangerous too, so always estimate the risk, or this skill might become your nemesis. For balls coming down the orbit, live catches are very powerful. A slap to the side of the machine can help slower balls to avoid the slingshots for a safe catch. Live catches work best if the ball approaches at right angles to the flipper, and it's also easier to catch a ball near the flipper's tip, though not too close to it. Live catches can impart a spin to the ball, which is especially true for catches on the flipper's tip, so be cautious after the catch. Practice. The hardest part is to get the timing right. If you're too early, the ball bounces off the flipper, and if you're too late, the ball flies away. Think of this when you try to evaluate the timing of your catches. Often the right timing might be later than you think, so if you are still failing, trick yourself by lifting your fingers off the flipper button before the catch. This will delay the catch for a few milliseconds. Live catches are highly dependent on the flipper max, rubbers and angles. For this reason you will have an easier time on some machines than on others. Good luck, and please share my videos if you want to support this channel. Ski pass or flipper pass. A ski pass is performed to pass a rolling ball from one flipper to the other. Simply hold up the flipper and the ball will transfer to the other side.
All right, we're going to have 4 red lights drop out to a green. We see Carson with his sunglasses on. I didn't know we had the lights on that bright, but I guess we do. Carson's ready to race, though. Too much bright lights. Here we go. Down low on black, we got Weston. He's our current leader here right now, and he's making pretty good progress as he stays out in front of both Jackson and Carson. Jackson coming off there, causing a little bit of an incident. We get 2 people to come off there. We got a little bit of a rider there on black lane. Weston put down one lane. Weston right now 4 laps ahead of Jackson and approximately 13 laps above Carson. A little bit of a spread here. First and second kind of battling it out a little bit. We'll see how things change whenever Weston moves up towards the upper portions. After this heat being its midway, that's going to start taking place. And then we are also going to be able to tell maybe one lane or so comparison to these racers. Just seen this past week, Venom had a live showcase, and I think they're at SDCC if I'm not mistaken, or Comic-Con or something like that, where they actually have a live booth up Stern. And the pinball table is quite interesting for those that keep track of pinball like I do. One thing I noticed is that you can get a 2-ball multi-ball whenever you got to get it into the little block sets, but you can lock up to 3 balls on each side and have a 6-ball multi-ball whenever you deem it necessary that you need it. It's kind of a risk-reward type thing. That was something I thought was quite interesting. The other thing I thought was quite interesting about it too was when you scan in with Stern Insider, which we do. I'll see if I can start with over here to the upper left-hand portion. Right here in the corner of the pinball machine, lit up QR reader on our pinball machine. You can actually take your phone and scan a QR code on it off of Stern Insider. Well, on this new pinball machine, when you do that, like there's a level, it's like an RPG essentially, like a video game, where that you start out, everybody starts out at level 0, and they can move up in level from level 1 to level 99. So whenever they fight the different enemies in the game, if you're a higher level, it takes less hits to do it, or less shots to do it in this case, because pinball. And I thought that was kind of a cool take on pinball, how they're kind of melding video games with pinball. And I can't really see any other direction they could possibly go that would be better. After this heat, we can see here that Weston's still in the lead. We do have a comparison. Weston running 2 laps faster than Jackson purple. Weston also running 2 laps faster blue. But it looks like Jackson's a little bit stronger on the higher lane there, running 3 laps faster on. So as we progress here, what we can see here, of course, Carson laps less than Jackson, like about laps less on blue. Jackson blue. They tied up there on red lane with 49 laps. But let me see if I can find a little bit of this stuff here real quick.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth. Aiming and shooting, the basics.
They might have where they were playing the other day. I watched that is not. 3 days ago, SDCC it looked like.
Hey, this is B from Conquest, and I wanted to give you just kind of a
pretty cool looking little
take on Venom Pinball by Stern. This is a premium model on the left here.
Arts by Zombie Yeti, I know that. Of course, I'd seen Jack Danger. He's one of the
characters. On the right-hand side, we have the the pro version of Venom there, with the nice Venom logo on the side. In my opinion, I do like the pro artwork a little bit better, but let's talk about the premium features of what you could expect from this game. First off, right on the right-hand side, you can select the character on the game when you start your ball, and what it's going to do is it's actually going to change the play field. There's this neck right there that kind of is a loop shot, and then it turns into a scoop instead, depending on who you're playing as.
You can see there, we got a little bit of a carousel there.
Ramp right there. It's going to pop up or pop down. So those are the biggest changes on the premium. You also get this Spider-Man character here, Spider-Man, that's going to pop out.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
pins that are
what
kind of
I've
floating
seen so
down.
far.
Everything
Very,
else
very
is pretty much
fast.
the same.
I've
You also
noticed.
get this ramp on the left-hand
Very,
side here
very
as well.
fast.
Those are the major
All the
feature
shots
changes there. So
tend
in
to
fact,
loop
you just
around
lost
and
the
be
ball.
really
You're gonna go
quick.
ahead and just cycle through.
Reminds me a
You go
lot
ahead and
of
just cycle through the characters you can select, so we
when
can
you
see
hit the
everything
ball
come through.
perfect on the
All right,
left
so that was for the
side through the
characters.
pop
You can
bumpers.
see everything changing
Rush.
based on
Like it just ramps around there really quick. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on, maybe. So I've got several things going on here right now. But as Carson gets a little bit of a love tap there by Jackson, that may be our next pinball. I don't know. I really think it's cool. The other thing I was telling you, like it levels up from level 1 to level 99, makes it a little bit easier so you can get to that wizard mode, because a lot of us can't get there. We don't have the skill to get to those wizards. But this helps it so that everybody can get a couple of those battles, maybe those wizards. Of course, I believe when you do beat some of those monsters, it unlocks different characters in the game, and it's tied to your Stern Insiders. So when you unlock them, you can actually access those instead of the starting 4. So it kind of encourages you to get on Stern Insider too, so that you play like Venom Hulk or Venom Wolverine, any of the other Venom infected characters. I just thought it was kind of cool, and the battles are kind of cool too. That doppelganger that it just showed you, that's a pretty cool little battle. It's like a hurry up. You got a certain amount of time that you got to hit those little flippers, those little 3 hang down flippers, kind of like a shooting range essentially, but with a big pinball on. But I'm gonna look into it. Maybe talk to Zach over there at Flipping Out Pinball. Maybe get us down here at Lanes Raceway. Of course, Zach does us pretty well here at Lanes Raceway. Every time that we've gave him a shout, sometimes we've had a little bit of bad luck where it got sold right when we called, but for the most part, we get our stuff from him, and he does us well. He's fixing to set up a showcase there in Evansville, Indiana, where people can actually go and test out pinballs and see about which ones they want to take home with them, or put in their business, whatever it may be. And of course, around here we kind of needed that, because he's about the only game in town of Nashville. And Nashville, what I've noticed for the most part as a distributor for Stern, is they overprice their stuff quite a bit. I just got a call and talked to a friend of ours here at Lanes Raceway. Said they went to Nashville up there at Game Terminal, and looking at how much they were charging for the 60th anniversary 007 game made by Keith Elwin, and they said they was wanting 30 grand for it, and I kind of laughed. The only game I've ever seen that even got close to 30 grand was a Jersey Jack Pirates of the Caribbean limited edition, and they sell for that sometimes, but that 60th anniversary, like, you can get them from distributors for 15 grand, and I've seen them for less, like 12 grand. So 30 grand is just ridiculous, and just it's so high up there in range that it just makes me laugh. They had a Stranger Things too. Whenever they were in print, they had it there for like 9 grand too, and it was one that was been abused down on the game floor. Kind of put a little sour taste in the old mouth about the purchase there. But nonetheless, like I said, Zach keeps his prices fair and relatively the same as like what you see in California, Florida, or something like that. That's a big deal, because he could be exactly like what you see there in Nashville. But I do believe that also makes it where he a whole lot more sought after. After that heat, we can see Jackson there with 270 total laps, now taking over the lead from Weston. 266 total laps from Weston there in second place, and Carson with 249. So about like Weston maybe had a bad run of events there on this last heat that he just ran. 52 laps, I believe, there on yellows, but he ran. See what happens as we continue on here. So maybe we go back over here and take a couple more look here at this new.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth. Aiming and shooting, the basics. General rule for aiming. To begin with, you can use the
Start it up. Jackson hanging up. It says live from SDCC. You might get a little bit of gameplay here. But as we can see here, you know, of course, as a review for this, I guess you could say, just from what I'm seeing surface here, I love the different color variations here. As you can see, the kind of like pointillism, I guess, like you see on a comic book. Dots and stuff, they kind of add some flavor to the little hyper-colored blue, neon, spider web type lines tied in, like the symbiote, venom, black sauce, I guess. I don't know what you call that stuff, but it's like black sauce. But we can see, you know, there's Doppelganger right there, trying to act like Spider-Man. And we can see back here it says Doppelganger, Carnage, Mayhem, and I'm supposing that this is some way to get these modes rolling. Long combo, police on this other one here. And what I'm thinking,
Jump right into it.
yeah, this is one
Three
that I
targets
seen,
hanging below.
the other day.
Yep.
This is
We
like
call
a
the uplift
character,
targets. One of them will be lit, two of them different patterns. All you have to do is hit that light. That sounds really simple, isn't it, Jack? Is
Yeah.
it simple?
No,
not at all. It's actually quite challenging and really fun because it takes over the game. Your focus changes, and you want to hit that target. You just really do. And it becomes a challenge when he jumps in, and it's really obvious because he just swings right out.
Oh yeah, it's a huge state change for sure.
Music change, everything.
They
Yes.
log in, it'll show.
So those are probably the core big thing. There's lots of different shot patterns around the back. There's orbits. There's 3 ramps, 4 if you want to count the up-down ramp. There's a bell tower with a
And
Oh, you can kind of.
real bell.
It's a
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's a real bell.
this dude, he on the first
It's the
ball
details.
went
I love it. I love it.
maybe get back to that later. I'm so excited about it. It's a very, very cool pinball machine. I've been watching it the past couple of days here at the shop. Of course, they just had a pinball tournament, a pro tournament for Stern there in Canada yesterday too. So we watched that here in the shop too, and it was a pretty good show. They played on Wizard, was the finals that we watched. First game for the finals, Wizard, and you know, for one of them older games like that, kind of exceptional to see some of those guys play as long as they did, because on the older games, you know, the spread from flipper tip to flipper tip is very, very huge. But at the same time, the metal at the bottom goes all the way down, whereas on a newer pinball, you got it on one side where those death saves. So I don't think death saves are allowed in that kind of tournament play. At least I don't think any kind of flipper tournament play. But I could be wrong. They might let them have death saves. If they did, I don't see how a game would ever end. But nonetheless, we can see here out front now, Carson down there on black is making a few laps with the other guys. Jackson there on yellow. We'll see if Carson can start making those laps back up on these guys as they move higher. Maybe get a change in what we're seeing here. Looks like they're on black though. Carson having a little bit of issue there. His back end kind of sliding a little bit. Not as in tow as the other 2 cars here today. So see Dana Durham there struggling to get his car put back on. But he's doing the best he can. Got some sunglasses on, looking cool. We also see Weston there messing with his car. He's doing something. I don't know what he's struck. It's been involved in an incident there. He could have a crease in something. I don't know. He's trying to take care of that body. Can't say I blame him. A lot of effort put into that body for sure. Hate to see it destroyed in one race. Sometimes that happens, folks. You know, make an art piece. What good's an art piece unless you use it for something, I guess. I guess I'm kind of going to what art's all about. Art, I guess, is something you look at and admire. I don't know. I never have been that sentimental about much of anything, so I say if make it look nice, you know, bring it out and race it. Race cars look nice too. I don't have the shiniest paint, but I'll tell you what, I've seen some pretty cool race cars in my day that rival some of the best paint jobs I've ever seen. They take them out there and bang on the side of each other's doors. I think the art comes from getting donuts put on the side of your car from other vehicles. Dana having some issues yet again. The guide flag of Carson. Got 1 second left to go in the heat. And it looks like Weston, he's done retiring over it. He goes to pull his controller off. Oh, get that last second. Throws around there, Carson making a good roll around Jackson. Get another lane rotation here. Rotation 6 of 8. Go over a little bit looks here. 52.7. Weston back a little bit to Jackson there with 54.2 on average. Jackson, 325 total laps. Jackson, 16 of Weston. Carson, 300. So 6 laps ahead of Carson there is Weston, and about 14 laps ahead, or let's go back and take a look here at the pinball. I'm thinking.
Welcome, my name is Abraham, and here I'm gonna explain to you pinball skills in depth. Aiming and shooting, the basics. General rule for aiming. To begin with, you can use the playfield's artwork as a name guide. Each shot on the playfield has a different spot on the flipper, and the timing determines the direction.
Maybe go about midway.
One more, one more, and you can fight right away.
I'm gonna try something here real quick.
He's got 15.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what almost happened. Don't play with your food, internet. Oh, I'm trash. I'm trying to do something sneaky, and then I do.
Shook himself into the grave there, but that happens sometimes.
Well, now we know why there was a wonkiness, internet. It's a 6-ball game. You've been asking me all night. I had 7 in there, like a dork.
It's got backspin on it or whatever it may be. It's right off there. Right or left.
Let's see if I
We can set the machine up in your home with the correct number of balls and stuff to avoid any. Chris, please, bro.
Rush. How quick you can go out of the loop. If you don't like the pinball,
you already have
definitely not a pinball machine.
Internet, do not hire me to set the game up into your house, okay?
Now, this pinball machine
Also, if you have an extra ball, I don't know how the heck I know.
Fast-paced game. This one right here is, I think, the rival Turtles myself. I think Turtles is the fastest game.
That warrants a t-shirt.
Especially with that ball drainer pizza kit.
Oh my goodness. Great Robin shirt. Isn't that shirt great?
A lot of how fast it can be.
Dude, you can't hear it. This is
You know what? Ball 3. I'm taking it.
I need a drink.
Oh, and if you don't know what to do and you want to know the rules, on the instruction card is a QR code that will take you to the rule sheet. Directly to
Let's get back to the racing here at hand. Little Rumble Racing, 5 seconds ago. We'll be back racing. Guys are fighting at the bit. This is second to the last heat today. Drinking a nos, needed. Kind of tired, to be honest. Warming up in here too. And we go by Green Racing, 4 leader. Action Jackson himself getting passed a little bit on the inside there by Carson. Down there on yellow. We'll see if Carson make up more of those laps as he's down low below the guys for the remainder. After this heat, Jackson will go up to white, and we're going to see Weston on red. So Weston is really going to just have to hope that Jackson makes a lot of wrecking mistakes. Carson, of course, having quite a few more wrecks. See a wreck taking place here for Weston. As Weston dropped down there on lane, he's going to get moved back up to white lane. But what I'm seeing so far, his truck looks like it's hanging in there pretty good. It looks shiny, folks. Silver down the center, blue, white, and silver star there. And some on the sides there separating blue, white. Very pretty body. If you want to see what his body looked like, go to our Facebook page, Lane's Raceway. And I think it was yesterday we posted the results of that picture. Results like it's a race or something. But we posted that picture yesterday or the day before yesterday of his truck body. So if you're interested in maybe getting a body painted up custom, we do custom paint jobs. We also do little sticker jobs and stuff for more intricate decal type setups. Currently right now, it seems like I get one thing and one thing goes down. So I got the decals. I was able to print out Jay's body, and then boom, my printer went out. So I'm tired of dealing with the printer. I'm fixing to punt it and throw it as far as the eye can see and set it for destruction because I'm sick and tired of dealing with the junky printer, and just go out and get another printer, a newer up-to-date printer that'll print more than 2 sheets before running out of ink, because legitimately we printed 6 sheets out of this thing and it's already out of ink, and I just put like $40 color cartridge. So I checked to see if it was leaking. It wasn't leaking, but the printer says it can't recognize it. Of course, it's an old printer, so it's reliant on aftermarket printing cartridge. So that's probably the issue. But nonetheless, we'll just get a newer one and not have to worry about it. I really like one of them epoxy print, like white and stuff like that, but they're exceptionally in price. We might just have to contact Jamie, Sign Pros. He does some of our signs and stuff. Maybe to get him to print out a couple of designs for me. Have those done. Action Jackson out in the going into the final heat here. 377 total laps. Weston Durham there, 364. Carson Ross, 350. All these averages within just a couple laps of each other, 52 and 3, respectfully. This is going to boil down to the last heat here, but it looks just from advantage-wise that Jackson does have the advantage. Lower lane, Weston's going to have a real hard time for Jackson. Some way or another, Jackson starts wrecking quite a bit. On the bottom side, Carson's down by so many laps. I just don't see that it's feasible that he can be able to take that lead. Had quite a few wrecks here race so far too. Going to leave you guys here with current standings. I'll be right back with you here in just a minute. All right, back green race in this 8 of 8 heat. Jackson out in the lead, 381 total laps, followed by Weston with 368. Carson there in third place with 356. I will say this, all these guys running pretty good laps, though, being packs a little bit smaller. You know, a couple of our other rookie rumblers or little rumblers not here right now. They might come here a little bit later. We get a rider there on White Lane. Gets a little bit of a love touch there from Jackson. Weston getting a little bit of a noogie, I guess you would say there, crook of the track. Like smooth sailing for these guys now. Probably some of them almost full throttle there. Looks like Jackson there flipping the trigger just a hair on red. Not much at all. Sometimes they don't even come into frame that he's even flipping. But you turn the voltage down on the track to help these out, and I think it's done quite well, to the point that I believe a lot of these kids, even though they can get in the rookie series until they win it, I believe that you know, they're ready to step up, folks, to an intermediate class for sure, which is basically a rookie class where they run for a little bit of money. So we'll see about maybe getting a intermediate class for guys set up. And of course, the winner of the Rookie Rumble or the Little Rumble, if you win either or, you're not allowed back in it the following season, because our rookie class is literally for rookies. It's not meant to be for people to run over and over and over again, completely demolish people trying to get into the sport of slot car racing. See a hard hit coming off there from Carson down low on orange. Carson doing his best to try to make some catch-ups here. He's got 9 seconds left to go. Will he be able to get 400 laps? I think he's going to, folks. Makes the 400 mark. Good. Everybody in the 400 mark here today. It's pretty good. We can see Jackson there with 7, Weston 411, and Carson 400. All right, Jackson, Weston, Carson, if you would, please stand in front of the podium to get your picture made. I'm going to go out there, too, with them at the podium. Could have been here with them, and I'll be right back.
I told you I'm coming after that.
All right, Action Jackson out there, 427 big block laps made tonight. How's that make you feel?
Very proud of myself.
Proud of yourself. Is everybody else proud of Jackson?
Say no. Crickets.
Oh, well, Weston come to save you. I thought I was hearing crickets, but Weston said yes.
There you go, Weston.
Weston coming out for a showing, man. I'll tell you what, getting second place today, running first place for a couple of those heats. The truck, does it seem to be helping handle that truck, body help handle that car a little bit better? Well, I'll tell you what, man, you had a little bit of rough goings the past couple races, but it looks like you're back in good form there with that truck body looking good out there. Carson, you wear your sunglasses at night?
Sometimes.
All right, I like to hear it. Well, we seen you put those sunglasses on and get in there. Looks like you had a little bit of struggling going on there about midway through the race. The way you guys been racing, a wreck means it all. So, had a couple more wrecks than the other guys. That car's still very, very fast. What do you think you're going to try to do before the race here coming up tonight?
Needs to be changed and maybe get a different body.
Different body. All right. Well, guys, I'll tell you what. T's going to get a picture of you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for racing here at Lanes Raceway, and congratulations on another race here. We'll get your laps implemented in before the end of the night. We might have that updated either tonight or tomorrow, but stay tuned and look at our Facebook page. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for our Little Rumble Series race here at Lane Raceway. Stay tuned. 5:30, we're planning on having our L&P Thunder Series race fired up by then. Maybe a little bit sooner. If so, you'll see the live report. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to everybody that you know that would be interested in any kind of racing sport. This is Don McCurley here at Lanes Raceway. God bless you, and I'll see you